haven't seen y'all on our screens in almost 2 years, so it's good to say you guys are finally back. How does it feel for you?
Oh God, it's been a journey this last year, but a good one, you know. And I had a blast along with the cast and the crew, you know, kind of wrapping up this unbelievable show that we've been doing for now 7 years.
When you think of those words, end of an era, with this show, knowing the magnitude and where you guys reached with this show, how does that feel? Because I imagine it's bittersweet.
Listen, I always look at the positive, and I think, you know, at the very end, the last day I was sitting on my horse and I was looking at the backdrop of Yellowstone in the mountains, and I just thought, wow, what an office I've been allowed to play in. Cowboys don't say goodbye. They say see you later.
How would you describe these last episodes of Yellowstone?
I think the year is really picking up the pieces and moving on, figure out, you know, how to lose such a polarizing figure in John Dutton and also come together as a family and as a unit. And understand too what happened, and you know, there's just a lot of different moving pieces throughout the year that Taylor did a really good job and a really smart job of doing, and everybody really has their moment, you know, to deal with the loss and also how to, you know, continue, you know, to really survive.
There's so much secrecy surrounding this final hurrah. What were you allowed to know? Were your scripts blacked out?
Redacted? No.
Okay.
No.
So you were allowed to know everything.
I was, yeah. I kind of need to. So I'm in a lot of different, you know, I'm on the bunkhouse, I'm with Beth, and there's some other stuff that happens as well that I'm part of. So it would have been insane to try to, you know, not have the full scripts. So it was good to have them, and I know some of the actors didn't, but it all worked, you know, and it's an interesting way to do things, but also, you know, there were some organic things that came out of it, you know, and some great improv as well. Yeah.
Action! When you first read how it ended, what was your initial reaction?
I can't say it on camera.
Do you think that fans will be happy with how the series wraps up?
I hope so, yeah. I think there are a lot of people that, well, millions of people that have an idea of how it's going to be, and I think some will be right and some will be very wrong.
When you guys all finally returned back on set together, it had been some time, of course, with the strikes. A lot had happened. What was that like, that initial reunion? I imagine it was like the family back together.
Yeah, and you know, Montana is like, there's not a lot going on where we shoot, so we spend time together off set. And so there's dinners and sitting on porches and fishing and hanging out and just being normal folk up in Montana. So it was great to get together and then to complete the season with everybody, and you know, we had a big party, and so long, and we'll see you down the road kind of thing. Seeing people personally, like Luke, he's got a kid now.
He's
you know?
a dad!
It's insane. Bianca, and congratulations to them. I mean, that's just, you know, being a part of a family like that and seeing the growth of people, not only, you know, on set, but in their personal life is pretty amazing.
You're a dad, of course.
Yeah.
Any words of wisdom that you sent his way?
He's going to be a great dad. I mean, he's got such a great heart, you know, and Bianca's a wonderful mother. I mean, she was pregnant, like running around like no big deal. So on set, and I was like, wow, she's wearing that right. So, but yeah, I'm just really excited for that next step for them.
So we getting in this fight? We can figure out who to fight and how to fight them.
Expect more violence when Season 5 returns Sunday on Paramount Network, with Cole admitting his character does a lot of the killing. That's Rip torching a car.
I can't do this anymore.
Well, you're going to have to, honey.
Or we're gonna lose this place.
We leave off the last episodes we saw with Rip and Beth.
Yeah.
Rip is out with the cattle on his new venture for a moment, leaving Beth on her own, about to fight war, okay? How intense is it going to get between Beth and Jamie? Because war is on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think everybody's in for a ride. That's all I'll tell you. And you should ask Kelly and Wes when you have them here sitting in this seat.
I can't wait!
But I'd like to know what their answer will be, but and I'm sure everybody will.
Will Rip be roped into it?
We shall see.
Well, we swore to spend our lives together. Where you go, I go.
Rip and Beth have become one of the most iconic TV couples of all time, too. What do you hope their legacy is?
They're a special one-off relationship.
A one-off as in a spin-off?
Maybe, we'll see. But I think the way that, you know, originally Taylor wrote it and the way that we've kind of played these characters, it's been wonderful to see the reaction of different couples, you know, people that just absolutely adore them and love them, and you know, they're not perfect, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why people really adore and love them, is that, you know, so much of usually film and television is creating these perfect people, you know, and it's not realistic. So I think with Beth and Rip, they are, you know, perfectly not perfect.
Sweetheart, don't bite my head off for asking this question.
I don't like the way this is starting.
Well, me either.
Where would you hope to see that story continue to go?
I hope they turn in Bonnie and Clyde and rob everybody. You know what I mean?
Why do you think people root for Rip?
Well, I mean, he's a bastard child, you know. I mean, he's came from a broken home. He, you know, was given an opportunity to come to a ranch and be taught by, you know, an unbelievable man in John Dutton. And to see the growth of, you know, him and going from shoveling to, you know, ended up running a ranch, you know, one of the biggest ranches in the country. I mean, he's an underdog, you know, and I think, you know, Taylor wrote him that way. Obviously, I got the ability to show those colors throughout the years, and, you know, ultimately he's gotten to a place where he has a wonderful wife that loves him dearly, madly, and to the end. So it's a wonderful, you know, I guess, journey for a character, and we'll see if it continues.
And here's something you might not know. Originally, Cole's agents wanted him to audition to play one of the Dutton brothers, but he says the role of Rip jumped off the page, even though he only had 2 scenes in the pilot.
I've been hook, line, and sinker, you know, into that role, and I love it. And it's done wonderful things for me personally, and I have the ability to go off and do a lot of unbelievable projects, you know, moving forward because of it.
Next up, Cole has projects with Matthew McConaughey and 50 Cent. But could we ever get a collab between Cole and his Good Will Hunting pals, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon?
It's a good car, dude. The engine's good. The engine's good.
Happy 21, Will.
Happy 21, brother.
You go way back with Ben and Matt, and you lived together with them. When you think back of those moments, like, I imagine it was just rowdy with you three. How would you describe it?
We had a great time. We didn't eat very well. We were eating like oodles and noodles of mac and cheese, but we had a blast. I mean, from really school ties to when they started writing Good Will Hunting, we were all together, like every day, all day long.
And now you guys can get together over nice steak dinners
we
nice.
can feed our families, which is nice.
Nice bottles of wine. You don't gotta do the rice-a-roni and all that.
Although the rice-a-roni is still good.
Still good, right?
I
It's
teach
a
my kids how to
classic.
make it about 5 different ways.
How do you like them apples?